Morning, everybody. It is Frank with a stroke of luck, Jimmy, Uncle B's old school flips, and we've got the super special guest with us today, Kat, the nurse flipper. Kat, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I'm
Good.
great.
So we don't have much of a lineup to go down so far. Anybody in the chat say hey or hi or whatever, so we know you're in there. We got my son gets the buffet point for being first in show. Nikki T is in the house. Nikki, what's up?
Nikki T? She helped me come up with my new nickname. I am now Sunroof.
Larry is in the house. What's up, Larry?
I don't want to go into this right away, but I am surprised to see Dan here after the night he had last night.
Yeah, we've got to go over some things once we get done with the lineup here. But we got Dan, straight out of Vegas, Thrifting Goomba. What's up, West Max Gary?
West Max.
So
West Max?
we got to discuss. It's well documented. Dan was in Vegas yesterday. Stole Mike Tyson's tiger, got a tattoo. He didn't follow instructions, didn't keep the cleanser on it. Kat, you're a nurse, you know about this. He got mauled by the tiger.
That tattoo is not looking very good, Dan.
It's almost cyborg-esque, you know.
You might want to put some kind of medication on that tattoo.
Yeah, what would you recommend for that mauling on his forehead? Look at that. I mean, that tiger just worked him.
There's a cream for everything. So find a cream for that.
There's a cream for everything.
No money, G. My sweet pea Sammy Ray is in the house. So yeah, Dan had a little bit of a rough night.
He may be missing a tooth.
He is in fact missing. I wish my sister was on here. I don't know which one that is called. Was that incisor? I don't know. I don't know teeth.
I gotta be right back, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Keep the rundown going. I'll be right back.
Bye, Jimmy.
So, hey guys, look, it's still working. Still got the cord hooked up. For anybody that's got look at that. Nate, dog, what's up? So, Kat, hey, Dapper Tiger, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you right there, Kat, but Dapper Tiger jumped in. How's everything going? How are your sales doing?
Good.
You were telling us behind the scenes you had a nice little score on a poster. Please tell.
Yeah, so I actually, and it was a blind buy, and I like doing those. I am very much a gambler when it comes to my sourcing. I bought an old trash can full of posters. I could not see what any of the posters were. $10 for 10 posters and the garbage can. So really less than $1 into it. There were two 1958 Smokey the Bear posters in there. So $1 in, and I just got an offer right before we came on for $200 plus shipping, and I took it, and they have paid. So nice. I will be shipping, and it's actually the smaller one. So one was like 12 by 24, and the other one's 16 by something. That was the smaller of the two. So awesome.
Yeah, we've talked about in the past. My brother and Jimmy, Uncle B, were at a garage sale. And a lady had a same thing. It was like a big box full of posters. And my brother paid a little bit more than you, but he paid like $30 for these posters. Again, kind of sight unseen kind of thing. Didn't really know what was in them. But he landed up there was a vintage, when the wrestler, The Undertaker, first came out, his very first poster that they printed for him. There was one of those still sealed in the cardboard tube, and we got $225 or $250 for that poster. There was a Randy Savage Miss Elizabeth poster. I think we got $125 for it.
Yeah.
Then there was a bunch of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction vintage movie posters, and we've been getting anywhere between 75 to $100 a piece on those.
The crazy thing is, though, like, this was an auction house. Like, if they had even looked, like, it said Smokey the Bear on the outside of the poster. Like, if they would have taken 2 seconds, I guarantee they would have gotten, like, tons of. I'm glad they didn't, but it sometimes amazes me at what some of these online auctions, like, they don't even pay attention.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where they see a bunch of this stuff. Like I spoke about yesterday with the grab bags at thrift stores, they don't want to take the time to research the individuals, so they'll just lot them up and sell them that way, thinking, well, okay, well, we'll make a quick $10 off of this box of posters, not knowing they could have made 10 times that or 20 times that off of one poster alone. So, hey, Tommy Bernard jumped in. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? And I apologize, Kat, you didn't have a wrench, and neither did Nikki. So guess what? Erin is not in our chat right now. She's probably listening, but not actually typing in the chat. Jennifer Hayes, what's up? But we've bestowed the honor of handing out the ranch to Erin. So here you go.
I'm just gonna throw that ranch at you. Sorry about that. I do apologize for having to step away for a second. I heard you guys talking about like doing research and looking into stuff. I just want to say, like, I've been watching Kat's channel for a long time. I call her like the East Coast version of Part-Time Pickers and what Matt's doing there. Like, she's finding stuff that most of us, I'm gonna admit, like, at least I say I miss all the time. If I didn't watch her show, I would have definitely missed it. Like, she's coming up with some of that stuff that's like, wow, like I would have never thought to buy that and sell it.
Yeah, she was just talking about, she bought, it's kind of the similar situation, Jimmy. She bought a garbage can full of movie posters, kind of sight unseen. None of them were unrolled, and she had that $220 Smokey the Bear poster in there, and she got a free trash can out of it. So
I think $10 for a trash can and got,
you know,
like, I need to look the trash can up. I bet I can sell it. It's like a vintage trash can.
Oh, really? So my question is, like, do you do your research all on the spot? Do you research before you go out? Are you learning this by watching the YouTubers? Where are you learning to do all, like, mastering this research? Like, are you just kind of doing it by the fly, you know, or are you actually, like, researching before you go out, or is it just knowledge you've built up over time?
So, like, I was telling Frank, like, I'm a gambler. I am 110% a gambler. Those posters, I couldn't see them. I didn't know what I was bidding on.
Right.
Like, I had no idea, but I knew it was an old trash can. And, you know, chances are, like, this stuff's from an estate that it's been sitting there. As far as, like, most of the estate auctions, though, I do research. And you kind of learn, like, you get the eye, like, I can spot stuff much quicker now, so I don't have to research as much. I'm probably still missing stuff. I guarantee I'm still missing stuff, but I just scroll through and, like, stuff that I like looks like it might sell for a lot. I do learn a lot from Matt. Like, I got some vintage pencils that I sold for like $20 for a little box because I saw Matt selling those pencils. So you just kind of, like, pick up, you know, what to look at, but everybody knows different stuff. Like, you know, toys, like, I wouldn't know what the heck. I don't want help, Tommy. I like being a gambler.
Tom.
I told Lisa and Rob, like, I want to go to Hard Rock when it reopens. Me and them need to go to Hard Rock.
Right.
So yeah, like, I a lot of my best stuff is stuff that I gambled on, like box lots that you can't see what's in it for $1. I try and find my money, though. So, like, if I see one thing I think might sell for 15 or 20 bucks, then I bid on it. Right. So, like, I bought one of my best, like, $190 mug I sold a couple months ago. I bought the box because it had vintage Viewmasters in it.
Right.
Like, I had no idea that mug was going to be a $200 mug. Wow. And then another box lot, that same auction had a 18 karat Italian gold rope chain that sold for almost $300 in an hour, and I paid like $1.
Wow. So that's interesting. Like and I do similar things. So you're learning kind of like you're taking chances, but at the same time, it's like, hey, if I can take a little chance right here and I can learn something that down the road will help me with sourcing, why not do it, right? Like, you don't have a lot invested into it, but you're learning, you learn, oh, well, I should look out for this now since I found it, in this lot that I bought.
Right.
That's a good, and I do similar stuff. I call them scratcher tickets. Like instead of stopping at 7-Eleven to buy a scratcher ticket, I'll stop at a yard sale and buy a tub of stuff and hope that something there's worth a lot of money.
That's what, like, who was it? I think it was Sam that told me, because I bought a bunch of cards that Rev got, and I didn't find any really good ones. I think I'll probably break even. I got to research a little more. I said because Nikki T didn't open mine, so I didn't get any home run cards in my packs. But he said that's the Baptist Lotto is what I don't know if Rev said that or Sam, but yeah, so stuff like that. And I spent $100 on the cards, and I'm all about that. Like, whatever, the fun is opening them and looking through them and like hoping that you have that one.
Right, I agree. Yeah, I do a lot of that as well. It's fun too. Like you said, it's fun. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of fun to, sometimes it's not so fun when you lost, but
right.
When you find that gem, I call them gems. When you find that gem, it becomes pretty fun.
Hey, a few more people dropped in. Where did he go? Dave's Diggs jumped in. So I'm sorry we missed you guys during that. Victoria, Adventures in Reselling. Midwest Bargains, what's up? Anthony of Pittsburgh. Eagle Heart Sales, welcome. Did I miss anybody else? I know Amanda, my wife, jumped in. She gave a nice shout out to you, Kat, for what you do. And being able to
Steve, SC Thrifted Treasures, Steve-O just jumped in here too.
Yep.
What's up? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Sonny, I did not miss you. I saw you. Thank you for coming in, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. So I think I got caught up on that now. So
I mean, and so I just want to say, like, I'm pretty sure most everybody here has subscribed to you, but if you haven't, like, not only she's an awesome person, but like you can learn so much from watching her channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Kat, make sure you subscribe to her channel. If you're a reseller, you can learn a lot. I'm not lying. Like, I'm not even trying to kiss butt. Like, your channel reminds me of what Matt's doing.
I love Matt. Matt's my favorite, and I chat with Matt quite a bit. We source very, very similarly, but it's kind of crazy, like the difference from the East Coast and the West Coast. Like, I would never find one of his. What are they? What are San Marcos blankets? They are here. Like, they are not on the East Coast.
Right.
I do a lot of blankets, and I did that before I started watching Matt because they're super easy to ship. Like, you can get them for $3.99 at Goodwill, and most of them you can sell for like $30 or more. Yep. I just my video coming out tonight, I sold a sheet set that I got at Goodwill for like $10, and it sold for $40 plus shipping. So I always look at the linens. A lot of people overlook that stuff.
I know Frank's actually, Frank's been selling quite a few blankets recently as well. I mean, it's something that, again, just watching. So you guys will do, like, you do the research and then you share it. It's like so awesome that you guys, are willing to share that information with this community. And a lot of people have learned a lot from watching your videos.
Yeah, and it was like literally I watched one of Matt's videos where he mentioned the San Marcos blankets. So then that Saturday, my brother and I went to an estate sale and we found a San Marcos blanket, and he paid like $2 for it. And
Where are you at?
Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
And then after that, I started looking, obviously, in the linen section at the thrift stores, and I've bought quite a few tapestries, and you can pay $2-3 for them, selling for $30-40 all day long, and I'm like, heck yeah. I mean,
yeah. It's crazy. My thrift store here, and it drives me crazy. I have like a little, it's a hospice one, but it's like the only one in my little town. They tape them up so you can't see what's in them. So
What?
they're like grab bag tapestries. I'm like, okay, $3.99, whatever. But I've sold almost all of them that I get, but I can't without like ripping up. Then they'd hate me and not make deals with me anymore.
Right.
But like showing that stuff like and sharing it, like the chances that you're going to find the same blanket I find are so low, but that's teaching you to look for the blankets, you know, and like comp them and look them up.
Exactly. Grab, you know, look at the label on a blanket, look up that brand name and see if it's worth anything. Yeah.
So here's the tip of the day that I'll give anybody when you're going to like an estate sale. Obviously, you, for the most part, can pick up on if the person was a smoker and smoked in their house. I've actually had to walk away from a few really nice blankets. And don't get me wrong, I was a smoker for 25 years. So I've learned now that I haven't smoked in almost a year. I know what that smoke smells like, that Jimmy would talk to me about all the time. And I've literally grabbed a really nice, I mean, I've been a San Marcos blanket, but a really nice tapestry or blanket, pick it up, and I'm like right back down. I'm like, I will never get that smell out of that blanket. So just be cautious of that.
Here's a crazy thing, and this was my bad. I bought a big lot of Barbie stuff, like the Barbies, the case from like the 1960s and the clothes. I did not read the description. I looked at the pictures, I bid, and I paid over $100 for this stuff. It comes, I open it, and like, and I smoked for 20 years too. I quit like 3.5, 4 years ago, but like overwhelming. And so I messaged Goodwill and I like went off on Goodwill, and then I go and look at the description, and clear as day it says items smell like smoke, and I'm like, gosh, I just didn't read it. So what I was gonna say though is I bought like fish tank charcoal, and you couldn't do this with a blanket, but you could put the blanket out in the sun. Like if you wash it and put it out in the sun, and like it naturally will take that smell out. So I left the Barbies and all the clothes in charcoal for like a week in a Rubbermaid. And it took the smell out. It was crazy because I'm like, I have $150 invested here, and I made like $100. I didn't price them as high as I would have if they hadn't had the smell. But I mean, it was like, it was horrible. And then it was almost gone after I put like the fish tank charcoal and some like tissue paper and laid the clothes on them. But it also said laying them out in the sun. And I almost bet that especially for like a $4 blanket, I would almost pick them up, Frank, and throw them out, like lay them on your grass in the sun for like 2 days. It's like the ozone, like I don't know, something about something, but I bet it would work.
Midwest bargain. Sorry.
I was going to just say, Kat, and I know you've probably now, like literally, because I literally have to apologize to every single human being that I ever smoked around, because like me and Jimmy would go sourcing and I'd be puffing away in the car and he's sitting in the passenger seat like this. And
I have literally, being an asthmatic, it affects me a little extra.
Now literally, like whether it's me and Jimmy going to a thrift store or me and my wife going to a grocery store or something, and a person could be 50 feet away from me smoking, and I'm like, dear God, that smell, how was I allowed, you know what I mean? So it's that smell is such a unique, strong smell. And I mean, I'm not throwing stones, because again, I used to do it all the time, but it just amazes me how bad that smell is, that you could pick it up now that you're not around it all the time. And it's crazy. I now, don't get me wrong,
you don't smell it when you smoke.
What's that?
I vape too.
But you know what? This has been, honestly, it's a godsend to me. It's a $12 a month habit as opposed to close to a $400 a month habit. So, you know, that's my
yeah, you don't smell it. And like my kids, even not the baby, obviously I haven't smoked like since him, but my 18-year-old, once I had stopped, she had friends whose parents smoked, and she's like, Mom, I can't even ride in their car, like I want to go to their house. And it was crazy because she had grown up around it because I was smoking. And then like with my new house, I didn't smoke inside, and then I ended up quitting. So
Midwest Barkins mentioned earlier that they bought a Pia. That was my first cigarette smell buys. They bought a PlayStation 3. And that's when I found out if someone's smoking in their house and they have a video game system and that fan is drawing the smoke across the inside of that, I tried everything. That was almost impossible to get rid of that smell from the inside of that PlayStation 3. That was actually my first. I think Frank's heard me talk about that PlayStation 3 so many times. Like, man, I cannot get the smell out of this PlayStation 3, and it's driving me crazy.
Do you remember, Jimmy? I'd go to your house, and we'd be sitting in the dining room where you would have all your sourcing stuff that you needed to list. And I would literally be like, "Damn, Jimmy, I can still smell." And I was a smoker at the time. But you know how when there's an environment that there isn't cigarette smoke around, and then cigarette smoke gets introduced to it, you pick on it like that. And Jimmy, obviously, they don't smoke, and man, yeah, I walked into his house, and dear God,
that fan is pumping that smoke smell right out of that PlayStation 3.
I mean, I literally felt like I was a dog. Like I could, and it drew me right to that box that PS3 was sitting in, because it was a PS3, right, or a PS2.
Yeah, it was a PlayStation 3. Yep. Yeah. I ended up selling it and notated that it has a light smoke odor because I got most of it out, but. And so I took a lot less money for it. I didn't hear anything back, so it worked out fine. But yeah, that was my worst experience. So now you'll see me at a yard sale, and I'm like, I got I'll be smelling the controller down. I'm like, I'm not playing around anymore. But I want to talk a little bit about, because Kat has an amazing channel. I learned so much from watching her. Like we message each other on Instagram and learn from each other as well. But I wanted to ask you about, because not only is she showing you bolos, because it's not always just about, oh, bolo, this is a bolo, and she had an issue with some shipping. And I learned a lot from watching those videos. I don't know if you want to share that story, Kat. You had, what was the product, and you had some issues with shipping, and just kind of, and it was like this is information you need to know if you're a reseller type video, and it was really, really helpful.
Which one? The one where I was mad?
Yeah, the one where you sent a bunch of separate boxes full of, I don't even remember what the product was. It was
so it was a $600 sale. I sold It was 4 large flat rate boxes of paint. They were over 30 pounds each. I honestly think I pissed off the postal workers, because when they go to lift up a large flat rate, they're not expecting 35, 40 pounds to be in that box, let alone 4 of them back to back to back. So they were destroyed. I don't know what they did, but I think they were probably mad. They were heavy boxes and they got tossed around. So 2 of them showed up with paint exploded inside, and they were packed tight. So there was no room for them to move around and break. Like, they had to be drop kicked.
What exactly was in the boxes? What exactly were they?
It was ceramic paint. So I bought a bunch of ceramic paint at a estate online auction, and somebody messaged and asked how much for all of like the bigger 4-ounce. I had one here. The baby took it, I think. I still have a bunch of it. It's crazy. He does everything. But basically there were like over 50 paints in each box, and she got 2 of them completely destroyed. Like, they had to put them in plastic thick bags, and the plastic like pallet straps that they put around and like clamp on stuff to keep stuff on pallets. They had to put that around the bag to keep the box intact.
The post office did that, or?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. The lady sent me pictures, and she was like, why'd you use all these old boxes? She was really mean, and it was another seller. So at first we were going head to head. Like, I was not happy. She was not happy. And I understood her not being happy, but I had talked to her back and forth and made her, like, she got a great deal. Like, she got over 50% off on this stuff. I paid for the shipping. And she's like, you sent in an old rackety box? I'm like, that was a brand new large priority flat rate. That was not an old box. And so she got the 2 damaged, and then the other 2 were lost. She filed for a return after getting the first box. She didn't even let the other 3 arrive before she started complaining and filed for a return. I'm like, you're a seller. Like, give me a chance here. Like, I was hot. If you watch that video, I had to stop taping because I was so
I remember.
And so she ended up like calming down, apologizing. She canceled the return. I did give her money back. We settled on an amount because some in the 2 boxes that arrived were okay, but all of them had paint all over them. And I think she was a reseller. I think she had a store, and Calvin made it. That's why I was reaching up. I was texting him where to come right before I started.
Hey, Calvin, what's up, man? I love watching his show, The Kelly Hustle. That's good. You got a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
The lady, she could salvage some, but she couldn't resell them because all of the labels were covered in paint because they had like destroyed these boxes so bad. And she 2 didn't show up, so you have to wait 14 days for priority mail to file a missing postal claim. I did that. I got both of those paid, and when it's missing, they pay you back. So if you're a top rated seller, you get $100 instead of $50. So I got $100 per box plus the cost of the large flat rate. But for the 2 boxes they damaged, even with tons of pictures, they told her she had to bring it all into the post office in order for me to get my refund. So this lady went to 3 different post offices for me because they're like, no, you have to bring it here. No, you have to bring it here. And after all that, waiting for a manager, they still denied the claim. They told her she had to bring every single piece of destroyed paint into the post office or they wouldn't give me my money. So I did not get anything from them. I could have appealed, but I let it go.
Right.
And it was just so damaged stuff. Sometimes I've learned like higher value, they might push for you to bring stuff in. So you got to tell your buyer to keep it. But unfortunately, they don't have to do that. Like they're just doing that to be nice to you. Your responsibility is to give them their money back.
Right.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
But like probably 9 out of 10 claims that I made in the last 2 years, they have paid the damage without asking people to bring stuff in. So.
Right. I just remember watching those videos and I was like, I would comment them on them. I'm like, I feel your pain, Kat. Like, I'm sorry this is happening. Like, because like you said, you were hot in those videos. Like you were.
I was mad.
I was like, I haven't seen this side of Kat.
I was not happy. And then now Fozzie, like well, you can't see Kermit because I have my camera.
Oh. Man down.
There,
Man down.
It came out of my tripod. Yikes. So there, now you can see Kermit. So it's a 4-foot Fozzie. It went missing. That's not even a heavy box. Like it went completely missing. Never showed up. And the buyer luckily was cool. So they actually let me wait until I could file the claim and didn't make me refund them like before I got my money. So I got my check from USPS, deposited it, and then I refunded the buyer. But no, Fozzie's just missing somewhere, a giant Fozzie. Like
he's just in loop. That's funny.
But when they like, I'd rather them lose it than damage it. Because when they lose it, they have to pay you. Like they don't have a choice.
Right.
If they damage it, they can give you a hard time about it.
Yeah, I actually had a CD player, a portable CD player, new in the package, get lost in the New York area once. I don't know if this was wrong what I did, but it was lost forever, and I got my money back on it, and it showed up at my house literally 3 months later. Like I was like, "What is this? I don't have any returns coming," and then I was also like, "I haven't had purple eBay tape in forever. What is this box that's coming back?" And it was that CD player came back to me like 3 months later. Just showed up at my door. I was like, "What the heck?" I thought for sure this thing was gone. I
had a shirt that I sold a guy back in like September, and it showed up in February to my house. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
I don't know what they do.
I literally never, because I remembered the shirt. Exactly what shirt it was and everything when I opened the bag. Yeah, because I was the same way, Jimmy. I'm like, I don't remember anybody. I'm not expecting anything back on a return. What the heck, you know?
Right. Hey, so I saw, Frank, I know you got questions too, but I saw Kelly Hustle's in the chat. I also loved you do a live panel with him and Flip with Chris, right?
Yeah, me,
Yeah,
Calvin, and Chris, and then I have like a fourth guest on every week.
yeah, that's a great show. What's it like working with those two guys?
I've been talking to both of them since I had like a couple hundred subscribers, and like we kind of hit it off.
Right.
And like talk all the time. I've talked to Chris a couple times. Me and Calvin talk on the phone. Both of them I chat with on Instagram quite a bit.
Right.
And we don't even like the first few weeks, I think, we did like plan like a topic or whatever, but now we don't, like, we just go with it. We're just like, whatever.
Calvin said, I'm awesome, of course. You are, dude. You are. Calvin, I love his channel. Like, I feel like mine and his schedule are way off. Like, he's always on when I'm busy. And like, but we've talked a couple times. That guy, he's a natural at this, though, man. He's a natural.
So
yeah,
I know
he just went full time. So Calvin, and it kind of sucks to go full time when like the sourcing is crap and you can't go out and find stuff. But, yeah, bad timing. But hopefully he will be able to get out and source soon and get it up. Cause like I don't think, and I mean I will tell you I don't do anything little, like at all, nothing. If you can't tell that, like there's no small with me. I like with the eBay, like I think I was at like 500 items, and then I was like, should I upgrade? Because I think the next lower one's the 500, and I'm like, I'm getting close to 500, and I'm like, well, I'm paying for 1,000, I got to hit 1,000, and now all of a sudden I'm at 1,500 listings, but I don't list every day. I used to, and I try to, but when I list, I'll list like 30 things in a day. So it's like I go like hardcore whenever I do it.
Right.
I'm kind of the same way, Kat. Yeah, same thing. I mean, I was before the pandemic stuff hit, I was up over 1,500 sub or listings, and yeah, like I said, it just went from like 200 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500, just like that. It doesn't take long, for sure. Hey, it was asked in the whose Goodwills are open. As far as we know, we confirmed this morning the thrift stores in Denver metro area will all be opening tomorrow morning. So
mine are not
canceled. Everybody's canceled. We're going back to work. No.
Yeah, mine. I think my husband said they're starting to open like next week, maybe. But I don't like. I might go to the thrift store once a week. Like if I'm stressed out, that's like a stress reliever for me. That's not by any means a primary source for me.
Right.
That's where I get most of my blankets, though. Like the tapestries and throws. Right. I don't like. I don't find those on online auctions. I bid on a few. I have. Where is it? I haven't even made this video. Hold on. I gotta dig. I haven't even shipped. I have to ship after we're done. These two like wool scarves. Right. Like this one sold for $25. Like I paid $9.10 at the thrift store. It's just like it's really simple. That's all it is.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, me and Frank
would walk in Scotland. So like anything that's wool and like anything that's wool, it sells good. The tapestries, the blankets, the throws, scarves, like it's crazy.
Like that's something we would walk past, Frank. Let's just be honest. We're being honest with us. That's what I'm talking about, Kat. That's why she reminds me of what Matt's doing. Like she'll be like, yeah, like I didn't know that. Like now I'm gonna be looking at wool tapestries and stuff. Like I just didn't know.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing. To piggyback on what Jimmy's saying though, is like you look at like what Matt's doing and like what you're doing, Kat. You guys don't just go for those clear. You know what I mean? You guys are doing the research and figuring out this other stuff. It may not be sexy and fun to sell,
No.
But dang, you're making great profit margins off of
Yeah,
those
right.
sexy
Those
items.
cha-chings are sexy, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like I bought a tapestry that had like a wolf and a deer on it. Ugly as sin. I would never, you look at it and you're like a homeless guy would probably turn that blanket away. It's so ugly. Paid $3 for it and sold it for like $45. I'm like, hey yo, okay,
And
so I
I'll
guess I'm
tell
selling
you,
tapestries and blankets now. You know what I mean?
yeah, like 90% of the stuff I sell, I wouldn't buy.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I personally would not buy. I'm like, and especially like the jewelry, like I think I have like 6 pieces of jewelry going out today and only one of them's marked, like, and it's costume jewelry. I don't wear, like, I have a simple little necklace and my wedding ring. I don't like jewelry. I'm not like, yeah, I don't do that stuff. I don't wear makeup, but I sure will buy makeup to resell. I have a bunch of stuff coming and I'm worried I'm going to get bureaued on it. I'm going to make a video when it comes in, because a lot of the stuff that's kind of iffy on Vero, if you price it right and it sells fast, you got to sell it before they can hit you with a Vero.
Right.
But I looked and I can sell it on Mercari. So if I get Vero'd on eBay, I'll pull them down and pop it up. I'm gonna cross post to Mercari anyways. But like that stuff, like I don't use. I wouldn't buy it. And some of the stuff I price it because I comp it. But I'm like, why would somebody pay that much for that thing? Like, what is wrong with them?
Make sure Frank. Sonny just put a great question, and it's a question that she needs recognition on what she's doing. I think that's the perfect question to ask Kat. I don't know if it's popped up yet.
I see it. Sunny, and I think I'm going to probably start talking about this soon on my channel. I was kind of on the fence about it. So I have over $80,000 in student loans. And I just paid down a lot of debt, but I have decided like 100%, if I make like 5 cents on YouTube or $50, I'm going to put everything towards that debt. And I'm super stressed out because I have the student loans. I was young and had my older kids were in like elementary school when I started nursing school. So I basically took the max I could take because I lived off of it, and I want to be home with the baby now because I have a 17-year gap. I don't know if you guys know that. I have a daughter who's graduating high school this year.
I did not know that.
21. My son will be 21 on Cinco de Mayo, my older son.
Wow.
And then I have one that'll be 2 years old in July. So I completely started over. And back then I was like, here, mom, have the baby. I'm going to go party for a week and, like take the kids. Now that I'm older, I kind of appreciate that more and I want to be home with the baby more. So that's a lot of like what's pushing me to grow it. I didn't pull any of my profits last year. I put it all back into the business to increase the store size because I want to go part-time at nursing by the end of this year. So that's really what's like pushing me is I want to get my debt down so I don't have to worry about, having the nursing income, and I'll have like my eBay income. And I like not now, like right now I'm getting called off a lot. I don't know if you guys have watched my videos. I'm losing about 1/3 of my pay right now. And I make close to 6 figures. So it's quite a bit of money that I'm losing. So even though my numbers are big, I'm having to replace a big income that I'm used to. So I think I'm on track. It's kind of like I got thrown into what I want in the long run without, being ready for it. But hopefully by the end of this year, I can go to part-time. And right now, like I said, they're cutting hours, but overall, like I've been a nurse for 10 years and overall there's always overtime. So like if I go part-time and all this crap is gone, I should be like, if my sales are really slow, I should be able to like, hey, I want to pick up an extra shift this week and be able to without an issue. But right now, like stuff is so unpredictable. We're getting called off like pretty much like once a week and we only work 3 days. So it's kind of, you know, put things into perspective. That's making me want to push harder on eBay because I need to replace that money.
Yeah, I definitely have
I mean, the chat is, you know,
the time I spent at the hospital with my wife and seeing the amazing doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, the CNAs, everybody, all the way down, honestly, to the custodial people, the janitors, you know, the people. I mean, everybody got, you know, a huge amount of respect from me into what you guys put your bodies, minds, hearts into. Because what my wife was a CNA for a long time, and I always told her, I said, "You do a job I could never do. I'm not built for that kind of work, job, environment." And I've always told my wife, and I have cousins that are nurses and stuff, and I said, "There's a special place in heaven for you people because it takes a special person to do that job and do that job every single day. I don't know how you guys do it, but you earned all my respect for it." So, I mean, huge mad props for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yesterday it was kind of funny. So my home floor, I normally go to all different areas of the hospital, but because they're calling us off, that made us easier to call off because I'm the float pool and we don't have like a home. So they gave us like designated homes during this, and mine is actually a trauma floor. And yesterday, all my patients were like incredibly nice. I am at a public hospital, so our patient population typically is not very appreciative of us. They treat us like crap. Generally, overall, it's very rare that they appreciate what we're doing. So yesterday, all of mine, I had 5 of them. They were all super nice, super appreciative. So it was like a beautiful day. And one of them's like, "Who can I write to tell about you?" And because I go everywhere, people will like, they can do like the little commendations, and I never get them. I haven't gotten them in 7 years since I started floating. And I'm like, don't even fill it out. Like, you telling me's enough. Like, you don't have to write a note to anybody. I don't care. Like, just you telling me. Cause she's like, "Oh, you're a great nurse." And I mean, they were cool. I was like hanging out. They're like walking by me. "Hey, Kat." And like their manager wants me to work there, but I would lose $4 an hour. So I'm like, as long as they're appreciative, it's nice to get that. And the only place, honestly, at my hospital, typically that they're appreciative is the oncology floors. Like the cancer patients appreciate us 110% and like are so nice to us. But generally at mine, the rest of the floors, they treat us like crap. They actually just put up the like, "We don't tolerate violence and treating nurses bad," but they didn't for a long time. And our hospital, I think, kind of catered to them and let them treat us bad. And it's really hard to want to go to work when you're not appreciated, you're getting treated bad. And that's kind of why I got burnt out and wanted to push towards part-time. If every day was like yesterday, then I'd be fine going full-time, but it's not. And I mean, I worked up until last year, I worked 48 hours a week. So I worked 4 12-hour shifts. I did overtime plus eBay. I'm a workaholic. I've been a workaholic my whole life. And I'm actually trying to like take a step back from that. Like before we came on, that's why I was so late. I'm like, I'm going outside with the baby. We're going to go outside. We're going to play ball. And like, I'm not thinking
That's
about
awesome.
eBay. I'm not sending offers. Like and I've been talking with Sam about that, Dapper Tiger, because like my mind is like money, 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 because I have so many bills. And like family time definitely suffers for that. And I need to start like, and I am like the least scheduled person you will ever meet. I just do whatever I'm doing, but I need to like make myself take time out, you know, go outside, play with the baby or go fishing or whatever. And I think as resellers, it's hard because 24/7, your phone's in your hand and like you're getting offers and like,
you
and
need that mental health day every once in a while.
it's hard. And with YouTube too, like it's, I don't know if you guys heard me, like some, and like Joey Bada Bing, I talk to a lot. Sam, I talk to a lot. I'll be like, I gotta stay off YouTube today. Like I gotta, because I don't get anything done family wise or eBay wise if I stay on YouTube all day.
Right.
And I love everybody, but like I gotta, like, I've made myself like I gotta step back, even if it's for like 4 hours. Like no matter who pops up, I'm like, I'm not going in. And I didn't feel good. Like it was a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'm not going in any live. And I think it was Sam. Sam's like, nobody's gonna notice, Kat. Nobody's gonna notice. And then the next morning, Harry was doing like a coffee with Harry Humstone, and I go in, and he's like, Kat, where were you last night? And I'm like, oh, thanks, Sam. Nobody's gonna notice I'm not there. And he called me out because I wasn't there, but you know, it happened.
Hey, Kat, so Joseph asked a question. You know, we talk about the things that sell well. He wants to know what do you have listed currently, or what have you found does not sell well? And before you answer that, I just want to real quickly say hi. Tesla Picker dropped in. So I want to say hi to him real quick. Philly Picker as well. So now the floor is yours, Kelly. Kat, excuse me, I'm sorry. What do you stay away from now, or what have you found does not sell that you thought would sell well?
I think one of the biggest things, and it sells, but it doesn't sell well and it doesn't sell fast, is stupid old Avon perfumes and bottles. And I bought an estate out that had hundreds of them because I'm a dum-dum like that, because I don't do small. So if I mess up big. Like there's no like. So I actually ended up, I sold them to my friend who probably like hates me now.
Your former friend?
Like I traded her. I'm like, hey, these won't sell online. She doesn't sell online. She only sells at like her garage sale at her house. And I was like, let's trade. And I don't even remember what I got. I got some good stuff. And we went over there because she actually got me a bunch of stuff. And me and her trade all the time. It's really good to have friends, and like she doesn't sell online, so me and her, it's perfect. She's like, this won't sell at my garage sale, but like some of my like leather jackets and stuff, she couldn't sell at like her yard sale, and I get like over $100, and she just gives them to me. Here, I can't sell this, have this. But anyways, last time I was there, I was like, oh, how's the Avon? She's like, I haven't sold any. I'm like, okay. Let's not talk about that anymore.
I thought you were gonna say that we know what everybody got for Christmas, birthday, Valentine's.
They make great birthday presents.
Hey, happy Friday! Here's an Avon bottle.
Give it out at work to my patient, and that stuff stinks. Old Avon perfume smells horrible.
Were they in like those?
Don't let your kids play with them.
Were they in those like those Model T perfume bottles and stuff from like the 70s?
But if you like touch it, it's on your hands. You can like scrub your hands and it doesn't come off. Like you're gonna smell like an old grandpa or grandma. Like,
hey, you can use that for your cigarette smelling merchandise. Just rub a little Avon perfume. That'll cover anything.
Oh my gosh. I had yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys, and I honestly don't care because that's just me. But the tapestries, like I'll wash them and I put the fabric beads, and somebody like accused me of spraying perfume on it because it smells bad. I'm like,
Chris has me laughing in the chat, man. Thrifty said, buy one nasal spray. So she was just sending out Avon bottles.
That's a great idea, Chris, but I hard pawned it off on my poor friend.
Oh, that's sorry. I had to bring that up. That's so funny. Oh, you got a nasal spray. I'm going to throw an Avon bottle in
there. The sinuses cleaned out. You're going to smell Avon for months.
Oh, Chris. That's
my gosh. It, like,
Can I go off subject real quick? Speaking of working, we were able to, our crack staff at Mile High Treasure Hunters were able to locate a picture of Jimmy when he was when his coworkers got arrested and he had to get a ride from the police. Here's a picture of Jimmy.
Why do I weigh 700 pounds in that picture? That's why.
Why is your one arm tremendously smaller than the other?
I don't know.
So that was day one of Jimmy's employment. Then I want to say 3 days later, Jimmy, was this accurate?
When I fell through the ceiling? Come on, man. That's not an act. I was stealth back when I fell through that ceiling.
As you know, Jimmy always, looking at the bright side on anything. He's laughing, even though, again, I want to say his boss was saying, "What do you think? Burgers fall from the ceiling?" And then, here comes Jimmy crashing down.
That's so That's what I got to do.
Before we got too far, is that a robotic arm?
Oh my
Hi,
gosh.
Yeah, I
Sandra.
noticed Mary Humpstone dropped in as well. I'm sorry I missed you there on that.
I think Sandra P said she'd finally caught me live, so I don't know if she came. I posted the link over on my community page on my channel, so I don't know if that's where she came from, but glad you caught me live.
Yeah, welcome in, Sandra P. Thank you for coming in and spending some time with us today. We appreciate it. Susie, I don't know if I mentioned you earlier, but thank you for coming in as well.
You're right, Petey. I would have took out the entire house if I would have fell through it now.
Well, good thing it was in Phoenix, so there's no basements, or you would have went.
Yeah, it was a good thing it was in Phoenix, and it was 180 degrees in that attic. You're right. Yeah, sorry. So you took us way off topic. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Hey, real quick,
All of a sudden, I'm the spotlight. My first job is the spotlight now.
Custom skylights in the shape of a human body.
I now have the nickname Sunroof. That's my street name.
Oh, look at Nikki T's in that card collecting box opening now.
What?
Nikki's who gives him the good luck. That's why I didn't find any good cards, because I didn't have her. I'm gonna mail them to her to open, and she has to send them back to me.
Right. LSP, what?
Yes. Hey, he had 100,000 views on YouTube the other day. I saw your post on that.
What?
Hey, congratulations on that.
Nice.
Nikki.
So we were talking a little bit about
what doesn't sell?
Yeah, what doesn't sell. So I was gonna say, because I started doing toys. I didn't start off selling a lot of toys. I just started toys probably 8 months ago. And my mistake is I bought a bunch of Spawn action figures.
I don't even know what that is.
So it was a comic book line in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And they're McFarlane toys. He made a comic book called Spawn, and he made toys, and they're actually really good looking toys. They're very, the detail is really good on them. Little did I know they have some of them have no value whatsoever. They're literally not worth the material they're made out of. Now there are some good ones.
A ton of comic books that are almost like that. I didn't pay much, and I've made the money back, but I have a whole stack over there that I haven't listed because, and I'm gonna be one of those people that give away $1,000 comic book because I got tired of comping. It's okay, 2 for $9.99, 2 for $9.99.
Right.
Here, have it, and I just got tired of it, and that's the same thing with toys. So I mean, I'd say I stick to what I know. I do know a lot, but I get with the video games, I don't know if you saw that video. I got 25 games for $2 each, and I have sold. It was $50. I'm probably close to breaking even. I've sold 5 of them, but none of them were worth more than $15 with free shipping. So for me, I don't know enough to know the home runs to know what to look for. My Guitar Hero controller sold super fast for $27. And I only paid $5. But I think I don't even think I see that stuff. I bet it's there, and I'm just I don't know it. So it'd be almost like you looking over the stuff that I know. I just go right past it. I feel like I haven't seen any video games, but I bet they've probably been there. I just I don't want to comp. I don't have the knowledge, and I don't want to stand there and comp video games for an hour.
Right. Yeah. So when I find what I call common video games, I just put them with a stack of them from the same console, and I sell them as bundles. I don't, if they're not worth a lot of money.
But what's worth a lot of money, or at least I don't. Right. And I'm I mean,
Yeah.
I think like most of like the Mario stuff and like on like DS and the Pokemon stuff, right? Some of that's worth money. So I think if I saw that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you got the idea. Like, look for the big name title, but there's a couple gems in there that some people miss. That you just have to know that particular title's a good title, or you'll miss it. But that's what I do.
Out?
Oh, what happened?
Chris is saying I shouted out the wrong person. Who did, like, I'm old and I get forgetful sometimes. You guys don't know how lucky you are I remember your name. Like, I'm so horrible with names.
That's how I am the other day. Like, I was like, I got a buddy down at the thrift store. I was like, Frank, what's his name again?
Hey, it happened a few minutes ago. I called you Kelly for a brief second.
I'm horrible. And I
right?
think, like,
the Kelly Hustle?
In my defense, I was reading the Kelly Hustle's comment when I went to address Kat, and I'm like, so Kelly, I mean Kat.
I don't like. I'm so horrible with it. So if you like me calling people their names is like me drilling their names in my head. Because if I'm like, hey Steve-O, hey Steve-O, hey Steve-O, like, oh Kat, that's who that is.
So I'm just gonna start calling everybody buddy. Hey buddy.
Hey buddy. Hey buddy. What's that movie with Anna Faris where in order to remember everybody's name, she'll say like Kat. And that's how in her brain, that's how she remembers.
It worked. I just have to say it over and over and over.
Yeah, she says it like, Jimmy. Yeah. Hey, buddy. What's up, buddy? Hey, big guy. Hey. Well, like I said, my daughter's ex-boyfriend for 3 months, he was like, hey, boss. How you doing, boss? No problem, boss. All right, boss. I'm like,
you don't know your name.
She's like, I don't think so. House Bunny, that's what it was. Thank you, son. Not that we would, watch that kind of movie. It's usually John Wayne movies I watch, but.
Here we go.
Hey, Chief. What's up, Chief?
I've got my phone doesn't ever ring, and then we're on live, and my phone's going to ring twice.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
I swear, like, now I can't hear you guys because my phone rings. My phone never rings, and then all of a sudden, it's going to ring twice in this show. What the
heck? What's up, big guy? And that's another one, yeah.
Man, this day is not going to be my day.
But you know what, though? Tomorrow, the sun's coming out, and the thrift stores are opening.
So I might have to. That's the. My microwave is broken, and a maintenance company was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock. It's only 12, and they are now on their way. That's who's trying to call me.
Who is it?
So I might have to let them in and stuff in a couple minutes. They're never early, right? Like and then today they're going to be early.
Who is it, Jimmy?
Huh?
Who is it?
Maintenance.
Oh.
My microwave went out, and they're going to replace it.
That's another one. Hey, dude, what's up, dude? My daughter's friend. Have you ever met Hannah, Jimmy?
Yeah, once.
She is so funny because she's always, hey, dude. Hey, dude. What's up, dude? Right? Hey, dude. Don't forget to, if anybody hasn't subbed, Uncle B's channel, and I know Jennifer's been dropping links to everybody's channels. Hit those sub buttons.
Jennifer has like some magic potion to be able to drop all these links all the time.
Right.
Like crazy.
Yeah, she is the mod. I can't hear. I'll be. I'm gonna scoot closer.
What can't you hear?
Scoot closer.
Yeah, my daughter's friend, she's a beautiful young lady, and then she talks, and then it's like, hey, dude. What's up, dude? Hey, dude.
So I wanted to ask Kat, because we were talking a little bit about how you take that mental health day and just you need that mental health day, right? Like you had to take it. Yeah. What is a typical, if you don't mind me asking, what does a typical busy cat day look like? Because I can't even imagine. Like,
Every day is a busy cat day. So,
so
like,
what's a typical cat day like this?
when I'm not at work,
No, the busiest days possible.
like, well, but when I'm at work, I can't be doing other stuff. So, I
Right.
mean, so
Okay, so
like
then
at
when you do
home,
find time to do reseller stuff, what's that day like?
so well, like today, so like I woke up, I pulled all my stuff. My stuff's not packed, and it's 2 p.m. here. So when I get off with you guys, me and my husband will pack the stuff. We have, I think, like 16 items. I sold like $500 yesterday.
Wow.
Oh, wait, and the poster, so it's probably like $700.
Oh, wow.
So like, and I'm bad about doing that. So I try and wake up like before they sleep till like 9:30 or 10. I try and get up at like 7:38 and I'll pull all the items and then I record my what sold video. And then kind of toss that stuff to the side and I will. So when I list, I wish I could do that. When I when I list my stuff, so I promote my whole store, but when I list, I don't promote it until I've cross listed it. So like I'll have like right now, I think there's like 9 things in my like eligible to promote list, and that's how I know. So I will like watch some YouTube chat and cross promote my listings, or oh my gosh, cross list my postings. I can't, whatever. I put my listings from eBay onto Mercari and Poshmark. If they're applicable, like I don't move everything over. Like the video games and stuff, I only put on Mercari. I didn't put those on Poshmark. I've been trying Etsy. I have like 30 items on Etsy just because I want to be like Tim, but I don't know if I can. Tim rocks Etsy. Tim rocks Etsy. And so I'll cross post everything and then I'm always on my phone, like no matter what I'm doing, I'm like looking on my phone at online auctions. So like when I get off here, I'll probably like look at some online auctions while the baby's laying down for a nap, take some pictures, list some stuff. And that's where like today, so like for an hour before we came on, so like 11 to 12, I went outside, took the baby outside, played with him. I actually, and this is my day to day, I have a rental and my tenant is moving out. Today is her last day. So after this, I have to meet with her as well. And I've gotten like 15 applications and it sucks. So I'm not like, I don't have money to have a rental, but I bought my house and it came with a rental. So don't think I have money to buy a rental. I don't. So it's like 20 feet from my house. So finding a good tenant is like so important. It's not funny because their house is 20 feet from my bedroom. So the one that moved out has been there 5 years since I bought my house. I've only had one. And now I have to find another one. And so I'm like sending out pre-screening questions. So I've been answering those all day in between all of this as well. And then I have to set up meetings with them. And Monday, the baby has a doctor's appointment in the middle of all that. And we're an hour from everything. So like his doctor's appointment's an hour there, an hour back, and plus the time there. So that time, like I'll take pictures probably before I leave and I'm listing stuff in the car on the way. Now my husband drives, but I'm listing stuff in the car on the way to the doctors and on the way back or sharing Poshmark. Yeah, that's like the whole day. I just am like really random. That's why I don't know if I'd accomplish more if I scheduled it, but I don't think I would. I think I function best all over the place.
So a couple quick questions for you. Where do you live? How much is the rent? And then just to clarify, rental agent, nurse, mom.
I think you're talking about your rental property, right?
Yeah.
I told Sam he should have moved in. Sam didn't come. He said he just signed a new lease. And he said we'd get in trouble because we'd like double the sourcing. And I told him we could buy a Connex because I have 10 acres. So we could have like a whole semi and we could fill it. So I live in North Florida, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I'm an hour from Gainesville, which is where I work. I work for the University of Florida at their teaching hospital. And like, just like price wise. So I got my house, which is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And it also has like an old canning kitchen, which is one of my storage places, which is 12 by 20. It's not air conditioned though. And then it came with a 3-bedroom, 2-bath rental, and I paid $172,000.
So I'm
10 acres and they had to put the rental.
right.
Well, they had an adult disabled daughter, so that's why it's like super close. So we were thinking like for my mom when she gets older, like I could like in the lease for whoever, and like we could put my mom there because it'd be like 20 feet away, you know, from the house. If she wanted to, but she wants to. I also have 4 bedrooms in my house, so really, if I was brave enough, my mom can stay in my house. I don't think I'm that brave. But like I rent it out for like $750 a month, so that pays like over half my mortgage.
Sold. I'll be there next Tuesday with the trailer.
Okay, there's a shed already there.
Move over. Nikki T said, "Move over, Energizer Bunny. Here comes Energizer Cat."
Right.
But then I have my lazy days, so that's a busy day. You asked a busy day. I also have days where I like lounge and like I watch YouTube, hang out with the baby, watch TV, and I do nothing. I'm either like 110 miles an hour or no miles an hour. There's no middle for me.
Did you ever watch In Living Color back in the day, Kat?
Yeah.
So there was a skit my brother's talking about where the family, the Headleys, you sound like that family because they all have like, they'd be like, "You're lazy. You only have 14 jobs." You know, that's like you. You have like 20 jobs. You know how? Again,
yeah. My 18-year-old is like never home. She picked that up for me. She's like always working. So that's just like that's been my whole life though. Like I have to. Chris, you can move. I'll let you move in. Come on.
But we were talking
asking for a friend.
We were talking.
He's lying.
With Aaron.
Him and Sonny. I think it was Sonny that Sonny asked if I was hiring. Oh no, it was Sam. Sam, are you still in here? Sam on YouTube asked if I was hiring, asking for a friend, and it was Sam or Sonny, one of them. And I said, "Are you moving to Florida?" Asking for a friend. Like, I wish I could find somebody to help, guys. I wish I could. I tried like 4 different people and my mom. And my mom, like, I need something. So like my mom would just like throw it and be like, "Oh, here's this." And like it's like off center, it's dark. And I finally had to be like, "Okay, mom." Like, and I paid her. But like her pictures sucked and she wouldn't listen to me. And so for a little while, and I probably could still do it, she'd like come watch the baby and take him outside to play so I could get more listed. Because right now I list with him like climbing all over me. So it takes a lot longer.
So,
and he's funny. The baby will like measure. He gets the measuring tape because he sees me like measure necklaces. And he will like measure. He measures everything in the house. So I'm hoping he likes reselling. But I tried 4 people, but I don't want to pay somebody by the hour because people don't work. So I told him I'd pay him by the listing. And they'd come for a day and they wouldn't come back. It's not easy to resell. It's not easy.
Right.
And like, I couldn't find anybody. I would love to find somebody to like take pictures and then I could, you know, like list the stuff. I mean, I really would like somebody to list the stuff. I hate listing, but you have to trust somebody to, you know.
Yeah, listing is because then you have to go back.
They could throw it into drafts, really, but. Yeah. I think that's why my husband doesn't help me list. I think I like go back and look at his listings and like nitpick it, and then he gets pissed off at me, and then he's like, "I'm not helping anymore." He does a lot of the shipping because my husband doesn't work. He stays home with the baby, so I do have that help, you know, all the time. But he doesn't help list. I'm trying to get him to start helping me list. And he like separated. I got like over 100 CPAP masks, I think. And yeah, so he separated them all for me last night, and we've got to like look those up, which that's big money too. If you can find that stuff, that stuff's crazy money.
Yeah. So Aaron was talking about, you know, that mom life and what moms are able to do and juggle, and just amazes me. And so real quick story. So earlier before we came into our show, Jimmy and I were talking to Aaron on a StreamYard backstage, just talking about stuff. And I made the comment to Jimmy because Aaron got up and she had her baby, her 18-month-old son, in her arm. and we could see her off in the distance in her basement, and she's like moving these totes full of inventory with one hand while holding her baby in the other. And I told Jimmy, I go, that is a mom, that is a skill I will never be able to obtain. And I saw my wife doing it for years. She raised our 3 kids while I worked. Other mothers have done it. Amazing. I always give mad props to all the moms that are able to do that, because I don't I can do things, but everybody knows Victoria is a prime example of I can do one thing at a time. And when I get sidetracked, I called you Kelly because I was trying to read and talk to you. I can't do multiple things at a time.
Like Joseph's right though. He said, like, do you see that comment he wrote, Joseph Camo? Like being busy versus having time. When he has lots of time, he doesn't get much done. I think when you like, if you put that pressure on yourself, like, oh, I gotta list 20 things today, like you're gonna get more done than if you're just like, I'm just gonna list like I'll put like a pile of jewelry and be like, I'm doing this, and like I'm not stopping till I get it done. If that's 30 pieces of jewelry, whatever it is, and I go faster. You know, you can do stuff faster, and it's just like, I don't know. I need to take days off though.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I would definitely say during this whole, quarantine, I've done more listing when I don't plan to list. Like I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, babe, our show gets over, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, we're gonna chill, we're gonna eat some lunch together, whatever, and then I'll be like, and then I'm gonna list from 3 to 5, and it never happens. You know what I mean? So I just kind of, like anything else, I just kind of let everything just kind of play out the way it does. And some days that, like I said, I'll get 3 or 4 listings, and I'm like, okay, I'm over this already. And then other days I'm like, boom, I got 20 or 30 listings,
That's where, like, I was talking about listing the other night, and I might get, like, it's easier if you have the same kind of thing, but then you get bored. So, like, I might do like 10 necklaces, and then I switch to rings, or I'll switch to like something totally different, because listing is not the fun part. Listing is the boring part.
Yeah. Again, it's that same thing though, because it's like I can look at some of the stuff that I'm avoiding listing because it's not fun to list. It's not easy. I can't just scan a barcode and it bring up the listing, and you know what I mean?
Right.
And sell similar or something like that, as to where like an action figure or something where I gotta go to that Facebook group and have them try to help me identify what figure it is by the year and the model, yada yada yada.
Do you still list sell similar? I list everything sell similar, even if I don't find something similar. Like I'm copying somebody's listing.
I've got a weird belief of like, so I'll look, I'll scan, like say a barcode or whatever, or if I know what the toy is or whatever, and then I'll go into the sold and I'll look at, the solds, and then I'll sell similar from the solds. Because again, the way my little pea brain works, that description or whatever already worked once because it got sold, so why would it work again?
So I do that, and I sort from highest to lowest, and I copy the highest sold because of that same thing you just said. If that description and those keywords are what got that item to sell for that price, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, that's the way I do it. I will say this though, because there's the talk about, you got to list every day to keep your store fresh for eBay, yada, yada, yada. I've done more, especially with the 50,000 free listings they give us. I literally will go into my listings, and then the first 50 that are ending soonest, I'll just end them immediately. Go into unsolds, because then all 50 of those listings will be in the unsold, and then just sell similar. And my sales are just as good as they've ever been.
So I haven't even been doing that. Like 3 days a week, probably. I don't do anything, and my sales are still, which is against everything I even said, because I always tell everybody to list every day or edit stuff. I haven't been doing that. I don't have time some days, especially with YouTube. I finally got a video ahead. Like my one today is for my what sold 2 days ago, so I finally got ahead on my videos. And like but some days I don't do anything. But I think that like I do send offers. I send offers probably like 5 times a day. I believe like in sending offers as soon as you see them pop up to send an offer to the buyer because they just looked at that item. So it's the quickest you can send them an offer for a discount, I think the more likely they are to buy it. So I always send it like almost immediately. So I check that, like I said, probably 5 or more times a day. And I'm so random. I'll like take $3 off or I have sucky internet.
The well-documented sucky internet.
Yeah, very well documented. I could go in the kitchen and probably be better, but then I don't have my cool toucan Sam in the background.
Right? We gotta have toucan.
Like I think maybe sending offers out, like maybe that's enough like activity on the eBay account because I haven't been listening, but I do send the offers every day, and I don't know. I haven't noticed really a change, honestly.
And I don't know if it stems from the fact that more people are home, so more people are just naturally buying. Don't know if that'll change once things start to slowly open back up again or what, but that's just the experience I've had through this whole thing.
The IT guy had a rough night last night. If anybody missed it, our IT guy did have a rough night in Vegas last night.
That
tattoo, man, you need to get that tattoo checked out, dude. It is not healing properly.
Hey, Aaron, you still in here?
Aaron's throwing ranch at you.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think I might like sometime this week get one of the So if I put my phone in the window, I don't know if you guys have heard me say this. So if I leave my phone where it's at now, because my phone is my internet, I use my phone as a hotspot. We can't get any wired internet where I live.
Really?
Yeah, really. So satellite internet was slower than the hotspot, so I quit paying for it, and I just use my hotspot on my phone. So if I leave my phone where it's at, it takes like 8 hours to upload a 20-minute video, and if I put it in the windowsill in my kitchen, it uploads in less than an hour.
Wow.
So if I go sit over there, my audio is better. But I think I might get one of the little like Verizon boxes and use that for Wi-Fi and put it in the kitchen window.
Just stand outside the window and open the window.
I have a tin roof. I think that's why. Like the tin roof blocks the cell signal.
Right.
Oh, Dan's already dropping some knowledge. Look at that.
What's a repeater?
Tattoo and all.
I don't know what a repeater is.
You say it twice, they'll know.
I do use a lot of data, but I have unlimited. So I have like 20 gigs of hotspot, and then I have unlimited. It just slows down. So when I get close to like my like when it refreshes, yeah, it takes a lot longer. But I upload like yesterday, I uploaded a video, and then the day before that I worked, I uploaded 2 videos. It takes 2 minutes at work. I'm like, what? And like I have to wait hours at home. It takes 2 minutes.
Right.
He said they will know what you're talking about when you tell them you want a repeater for your house.
I'll ask. So I used to have at my old house, because my same thing, tin roof. I had Sprint, but it used Wi-Fi to enhance the signal, and I have no Wi-Fi to enhance anything. So if it's anything that goes through a network, I don't have a network. There's no network here.
So you are out in the sticks then.
Yeah. I really like, but the cool thing is I'm only 10 minutes from like a Walmart and Winn-Dixie and like a bunch of restaurants. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm only 10 minutes. But that's all there is. There's like Walmart, Winn-Dixie, and some restaurants and my one thrift store. So if I want to go to like anything else, like, so that's why I did retail arbitrage for a while, but I don't have any options. I have to drive over an hour. So that's why I do most of my sourcing online. Like I have to go an hour to go to garage sales. Like it's crazy. And I do, but I only want to go like once or twice a month because it's just like with a 2-year-old, well, he'll be 2 in July, but with a 2-year-old, a 2-hour drive is not always very fun.
Right. Like an hour, and like you said, just an hour each way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
just
to
do
like
that.
the closest Goodwill, it's an hour.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, no thanks. So that's why you source online, because I was gonna say you do a lot of online sourcing.
I do, and almost all. I have 2 auctions that I buy from every month. Both of those are about 2 to 2.5 hours each way.
Wow.
So that's like Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it?
Oh, Thursday, I think.
So Tuesday, I drove down and picked up like all the photographs I got and picked up all the CPAP stuff from the medical auction, and I was driving like 6 hours. But I woke up before them and left like super early, so I did it by myself. But if they're up and it's later in the day, like I feel bad, like because I want to spend time with them, so they'll come with me. And then the other one I go to is 2.5 hours the other way, and that one is the one I found most of my home runs, like the gold necklaces, the $200 coffee cup, and they have like an awesome Goodwill there where I go pick up the auction stuff. So I always stop at that Goodwill. So it's a long day. My husband gets frustrated with me. It's like an all-day thing. So those days I'm out of commission as far as like really for listing, unless I took pictures beforehand or doing anything. I get on the YouTube, like I'm on YouTube chats because my husband's driving. Like that's plenty of YouTube time. I'm sitting in the car not doing nothing, so I can go on and chat.
Right.
So Joseph clarified something for us, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Oops.
That sounds about right. I don't ever know what day. Like I don't know what day it is. So I normally work Thursdays, but they asked me to work Monday because I worked in the COVID hub. And it changed my schedule all up. So I was only off Tuesday when I'm normally off 2 days. And then I felt like today was Friday. And I'm just
lost, huh?
I am totally lost.
I can't say I relate. I do get lost every once in a while on the days. I remember one day Frank was like, "It's Sunday, right?" And I was like, "Frank, it's Wednesday, dude." What are you doing?
I was on somebody's show and had like everybody convinced it was the wrong day. And I'm like, wait, no, it's not. Like, because I was so sure that was what day it was, and I was wrong. Bye, Nikki.
Bye, Nikki. We'll see you tomorrow.
Whatever day
we're
that might
get
be.
Close.
We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm on OBX picker tomorrow night at 8.
Okay.
So here's the problem. And I don't know if you guys know. So I'm trying to do like all my premieres at 8 p.m. except when I go live. But now tomorrow I'm live at 8 p.m. with them. So I'm like, do I like run my premiere and still chat while I'm live chatting to them? Was it you, Jimmy, that we like, who was it? We like watched I don't even remember. Somebody, I was like, my premieres now. I was in the chat with them and they like pulled up my premiere and we were watching my premiere live on their channel, like chatting. Like with screen.
I don't think I did that.
I don't remember who it was.
Hey,
it's always a good idea to have your premiere like right before or just after the live, though. Like tell everybody, hey, let's meet up 15 minutes early at my premiere, or like have it right after your live.
But I only go live once a week, and I put out videos every day.
Yeah. Hey, Kat, your audio got back.
You can hear me again?
Your audio is superlative again. Speaking of, what do we got going on today? Anybody got any premieres, anything going on to drop in the chat so everybody knows?
Mine's at 8 p.m. every day.
Has something going on tonight, right? Tonight she has Nana Tink.
Almost dropped my phone.
Aha. Oh. So Dan, here's the thing. So I looked into the cell phone boosters because that window has amazing signal. So if I could put one of those there and like get that to my phone, but there are ones for like $100 and then there are some for like $900. And honestly, I would almost pay a lot of money if I knew it would work.
Right. If you knew it worked. Yeah.
But like we looked up reviews and like it was so back and forth and wishy-washy on everything. I couldn't discern which like which one to get. So I don't know if just getting that little hotspot box thing and setting it in that windowsill and using that as like a Wi-Fi for my phone and the laptop would work. I don't know. There's too many choices, basically. I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars and it not work. And then I'll be like the people that I hate and return it back to them.
Right.
My husband just bought shorts that are his size that don't fit. And I told him to return. I'm like, return them. Everybody returns crap to us. Just send it back. But like, it's the same size he wears, but they're super small. So it's, I don't know if it's their fault. Like they're the size they say they are, but they don't fit them. None of them.
You know, clothes and shoes are, you know, very subjective on their sizes. I always talk about, depending on the brand of shoe, I'm either a size 10 or a size 13 or somewhere in between, depending on the shoemaker. I'm a size 13 in Nike, but I'm a size like 10 at Fila or Reebok or something. You know what I mean?
That's so crazy. That's why, like, I don't know if you, I don't measure any of my clothes. I feel like most people that are buying online buy brands that they know and they know what size they need. Why do I need to measure it? I don't measure any clothes. I also don't do descriptions.
I tried to go with the deal where, and Jimmy knows, for a while I didn't do measurements, and then my wife was going to start helping me listing clothes, so she would we had a little dry erase board we'd put on the mannequin, and it would have the length, the sleeve length, yada yada yada. And I could honestly say doing that extra 5 minutes worth of work didn't add an extra $5 worth of my sales. The clothes that didn't have any of that information were outnumbering the clothes that had that info.
That's what if you take good pictures, like everybody's like, make a good description. I don't make a description. My description is my title, shipped with priority mail. That's my description. I measure the necklaces, like the length of them, because people want to know that. And then like my poster, the Smokey the Bear poster, I put the measurements of it. And I actually use the same pictures. It's the same poster, but one's a little bigger. And I put, there are two of these. This is for the one measuring this. And that's the description. Like, look at the picture.
Yeah, I'm a barbecue medium, which is known as a 5XL, just so everybody knows.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
I'm not like, for me, this hasn't changed stuff for me. Like except for maybe my weekly trip to the thrift store or my once in a while garage sale, I'm not doing anything different. Nothing.
I agree.
No, for me it has. I'm usually out at yard sales. I haven't, so I've been going into the park and walking because I'm usually walking a lot at yard sales now. I'm literally not walking at all. So it changed a lot. We're just now getting to where like this weekend would be a prime yard sale weekend usually for us. Like it'd be hopping because it's gonna be nice all weekend. And instead,
have you checked the yard sale app yet, Jimmy, to see?
Yeah,
I was just thinking I should check mine to see. I use yard sale treasure map a lot. I'll make out routes. It's crazy though. Most times there's none near me. So I, like go down to South Florida on the app. I just, move it over and there'll be like 20. And I'm like, so if I drive an hour, I can go to 20, or I can spend an hour driving around here to go to 2 or 3.
Right.
This
time of year, usually ours will look like it's got the chicken pox. Like it's just, this area is just covered. But when I checked last night, there was 3.
Yeah, there's 8 now, Jimmy.
Woo!
Yeah.
I might have to look at that.
I had to see the red dots, but
you can't.
Yeah, usually there's usually 40, 50 of them at least.
Yeah.
There's 8. So,
and that, I know I'm a big guy, whatever, but that's still exercise, getting in and out of the car.
Come here.
40 times. Like, it's definitely affected my exercise that I usually get. So, walking has become part of my day, going to the park and walking.
Is it like what kind of park?
We have a big rec center over here that has a mile. I think it's a mile-long track, so I try to walk that twice. Just take the dogs with me.
Is that a week or a day?
Huh?
Week or a day?
I went every day last week. This week has been hit and miss because of things I got going on.
Can you drive that track? I'd rather drive it than
not. I may have had a hoverboard.
A Segway just
Come here.
Segwayed it. Oh, I hate that this. That's why I want the thrift stores open tomorrow. I want to go. I can't wait to go out. I'll just put some gloves on and a mask on, and I'll hit up the thrift store.
Yeah. I keep driving by some looking, and they're not open. And I didn't. It's like you don't miss it till you can't have it, because I didn't go that often anyways. But now I'm like, why are they open?
Yeah. Hi, little man.
Hey, hi.
That's the guy that be body slamming those peanuts and stuff at the end of your videos, huh?
Oh, you need the other drink.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Does anybody have any questions or any topics they want to talk about? I am going to have to get going soon because I got maintenance here and they're working on a couple things. And when they get to the microwave, I will have to go. Again, they were supposed to be here in half an hour from now, and they're early, so I can't stay too much longer. I told my hubby an hour and a half. That's why, look, it's an hour and 30 minutes right now, and they're back. Like, he took the baby outside to play. Right.
So yeah, we'll wind it down now. It's been a great show. I appreciate everybody coming in on the chat. Hit that like button if you could, please. It's greatly appreciated. Hit those sub buttons.
Make sure you go to Kat's channel and subscribe to her channel. Amazing content, amazing live videos with a bunch of other awesome resellers that she's doing lives with.
And Eagle Heart Sells, I just noticed I didn't give you a wrench earlier in the show, so I just gave you a wrench. So when you do come in the next time, you will be dialed up. So we appreciate you coming in. Other new people to our show today, thank you all again. Appreciate it. Plus all you repeat attenders. Great show. Tomorrow is not open mic Friday because Jimmy, what do we got tomorrow? We
got Josh at Flip Finds Fun. He's a newer guy. I found out about him through Joey Bada Bing. He's already killing it on YouTube. Like, he's already bringing that good information. So when I see a newer reseller, YouTuber that's bringing good information, I like to talk to them and then and then have them on the show and show them some love.
Sandra, I threw you a wrench as well. So when you're in next time, you'll be blued up with the wrench.
I see.
So again, thank you all, everybody. Oh, Rosie, I can't believe you were here or you came in. I'm throwing you a wrench as well, even though we're getting ready to shut her down. So, but I do appreciate you dropping in still, Rosie. Great show.
Again, hopefully I have my basement back soon and everything's back to normal for me. I'm sorry that I'm kind of out of whack and I'm at the kitchen table and stuff.
Kat, first and foremost, thank you for everything you do in your career and job as a frontline first responder type. Again, can't thank you enough, as well as anybody else in the chat. That is the essential working frontline first responder people. We can't appreciate you guys enough. You do not deserve, or you do not get the credit you deserve, excuse me. But second to that, thank you for coming on with us, Kat. Great information.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
It's been a blast, and we would love to have you on here again at any time you want to come on. Please don't hesitate.
Yeah, and if you ever need a guest on your show.
Listen, Jimmy, I am booked up to June 30th.
All right, so I get it.
First.
So if you want to come on, I would be glad to have you on, but you need to tell me now, or it's going to be December.
Right. All right, I'll message you. I'll message you.
Yeah, message me and I'll put you on.
All right.
I just put people on as they ask. So, but yeah, I think we're booked out 7 weeks now, right now.
Wow.
Again, anybody with interest in being on the show as a guest, please don't hesitate to message myself or Jimmy on Instagram.
The baby's trying to give you a goldfish.
There's those ranches we gave out to everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. It's getting loud around here.
All right, guys. We are ending the show. Peace out. My little guy, what's his name?
Dalton.
Dalton?
Yep.
The name is Dalton.
Hey, guys.
Bye, guys. Everybody, God bless. Uncle B's channel tomorrow, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. Bye, Dalton.
Bye, guys.